Welcome back everyone. In this tutorial today, we are starting a new discussion on HTML background images. So quickly, let's get started. HTML background images. A background image can be specified for almost any HTML element. For almost any HTML element. Background image on a HTML element. To add a background image on an HTML element, use the HTML style attribute and the CSS background image property to add what? To add background image to your HTML element. You will need, for example, the background image on an HTML element. The example is this. You have to put P inside your P tag, your opening tag, not your closing tag. You know that we used to have our closing tag like this, but not here. I've discussed about this in our former tutorial. You can watch how I explain this in deeper way about these tags. So if you haven't known about it, so I want you to go back to some of our former tutorials. Let's continue. Inside our P tag, you have your style attribute. Inside here, we have our what? Our background image property. The background image property along with the image URL that you want to use. This style attribute along with the background image property along with what? The URL of the image. As you can see, the URL tag here is having opening and closing tag along with the single quote, along with what? Along with the image.jpg, image underscore gear.jpg. The image I want to use is this. I enclose it inside the URL. The URL is having what? My image that I want to display in the background image section. This background image property is the one I now assigned to the P tag, and whereas you know that P tag, the element is your writing text, is a paragraph text tag, but now as I'm adding the image to its background, the background will not be in plain white. Instead of adding color background, I use what? I use background image property. So now I'm going to show you how it works. This CSS background image property, now I will use it quickly. Let me give you an example. But before let me firstly give you an example for this so you can see how it goes. Let's copy this quickly. I won't start typing all this again because I've already discussed this in our former tutorial. We don't know how I did all this. I get this easily. How I do all this, I have explained it in my former tutorial. Let's go back to our document, open it. Let's find our index file. This is our index file. Right click and open it with your VS Code. This is our, can you see? This is our document here. This is where we stopped in the other day. So now this is where we stop, right? I don't want us to use this. If you don't know how we got to this point, also how we did all this, we did this the other time. Image, this is part of our image mapping tutorial. You can watch our image map. When we click this for now, you see we are not able to click it, or when you click this one, this coffee, the coffee shows something. In our former tutorial, we discussed about it. You can watch how we got to this point in our former tutorial. Is a single tutorial before this one. You will find the tutorial on how I discussed about this one. So let's continue our discussion. Let's remove this. Today we are discussing about new topic. Let's open it with our VS Code. And if you don't know how I install the VS Code, how we start all this, you can watch our former tutorial on it. I've discussed about it in our second tutorial of this section. I've discussed about how you can install your VS Code. So you can also go there and install your own. It's very simple. I've discussed about it. So today, this is our code. This is the code that displays this. That makes me click this place. As you can see, you can watch the tutorial, our former tutorial on it. If the previous tutorial talks about it, I will delete this now. Let's save it and see how our document looks like. Now let's reload our document. Can you see? Nothing is here again. Let's come back to the document. Paste the code that we have. This is our code here now. I said, now let me do it from scratch. This is how we do it now. I said, if we want to use background image, we want to specify background image. I said we will need what? The p tag. When we click the p tag is our paragraph tag. We can write hello everyone. Let's save it and see what will happen. Can you see what shows here? Hello everyone displays, right? So this is our paragraph tag. Hello everyone. So now what I want to do is that I want to specify color. In our former tutorial, we have discussed about colors, how we can specify colors. So let me now use style attribute. We will need to use style attribute. I've discussed about this. If you don't know how we got all this, along with what? Background color. We have discussed about background color before. Background. I specify background. I've discussed about background color before. Yes. So let me now use color blue. For you to see how the color will looks like under this hello word. Hello everyone. Can you see the color? Let's specify color red with background color. Now you see. So now you know what we want to do now is that we want to use the latest style attribute that we understand. The latest style attribute is what? Background image. Save it and see, maybe the image without specifying the image will display this color. Let's reload our document and reload. Can you see? No color shows here, as you can see. Now what we are going to do now is that we are going to use URL. Let's delete this because it's not meant for here. Inside here, because we are using background image instead of color, so let's say we want to use background image. Okay, I want to use URL. You have to specify URL along with your opening and closing parentheses. As you can see, this opening and closing parentheses is there. inside this URL is where you are going to put your image that you want to use. So let's save it without putting an image. Maybe something will happen. Can you see? Nothing happens at all. So now let's go back to our document. We said we need what? The image.jpg in our document. Let me check. Here we are having image.jpg. We are having the image here. This is the image I want to use here. So now let's go back to our document. Now let's specify the image here. But before you specify the image, firstly let's specify the image. Can you see? Here is the girl. The image underscore girl.jpg. Let's save it first to see what will happen. Come, reload. Can you see something happened or not? Something happened. We are now using what? In our former tutorial we discussed about image mapping or whatsoever, and we discussed about width and height. Can you see the top corner of the image is the one that is displaying under this hello everyone here? If you can notice very well, the top corner, let's say this is the x-axis of the image from the top, and this is the y-axis. But due to the pig tag, the size of the pig tag is not that high. It's not that high. I will discuss about this in the future and the way this p element is really working, the way the size, everything, the way they plan the size. I will explain everything to you guys in deep way so you can understand how it works, so that you can be able to control it easily. Now can you see the image? Now the image is here. For you to understand that the image is the one we are using, let us use the quote, the single quote. Don't forget the single quote to avoid errors. I put the single quote in the beginning and the end. Let's save it again. Can you see? It's still the same. So now firstly let me show you something. When we remove the quote, can you see? Nothing, no problem with our document. And when we put it, but you see, when we reload, no problem with our document again. But I would like to advise you, every time you want to use this, try your best to put the code inside so that you will not have trouble in the later future when you are working. So now I want to use another image. This is where the form begins. Let me check my document. Maybe we can find an image. This is another image. I want you to, and this is another image. I want to use this image chart. Yeah, no, let me use this kkk. Yes, let me use this kk.jpg image for you to see how this thing works easily. I want to use kk.jpg. Save the document so you can see how the scope is. Can you see? You can see what I'm saying. This, it took what? It took our image. Let me show you how the image looks very well again, so you can see. This is the image we use here. This is the image. So it took our image x-axis from the top here, and the little size that can fit into this h the p tag, it took the little size that can fit in. So let me specify another color for this hello everyone, so you can see the font in it, another color. So now let's use the color property from the CSS again, along with let's use white color, yes, so that you can be able this thing can change to white instead of black. Reload it. Can you see? As you can see, this is how you can use image background. This is a font in it. So in the future, I'm going to show you how you can use this image background for so many things, different types of ways we can use it. So I just want you to know this deeply. That's why I'm trying to explain like this. So once again, you should know that when I'm saying once again like this, it's like I'm going, right? It's like I'm going. But before I go, let me explain this a bit. Let's go back to our document. You can also specify the background image in the style element in the head section. For example, when we use the style attribute at the top, and in this, after the X section, inside the X section, we can have our style tag along with the opening and closing style tag from the HTML. We can now add it. You can now use the background property, the CSS property inside the style tag inside our HTML here. So let me show you how it works. In our head tag, this is our head section. All these places are the head section of our page. So now let's use our style attribute, our CSS tag. This is our style attribute. Now inside this style attribute, we want to use what? We want to style this p tag. Let's use p. So when we want to style the p tag, we will use opening and closing parentheses. Yeah, I think that's what they call it. I don't know. Let's just continue our discussion. When you use this, then you are going to use what? The properties that you want to use. We want to use background image, and you will use URL. Don't forget, along with the opening and closing bracket. This is parentheses and this is bracket, right? So let's now use our image, our girl image, the girl image that we use here, the image girl.jpg. Let's use our own. Let's use this one here. Maybe I've discussed something about specificity here, that how is this thing is going, like which one is this thing going to take. It's going to apply this to never use this one, because this one is having big specificity. Yes, that's a big specificity than this one. Now this one is having upper hand. Yes, you can say this one is having upper hand than this one, so it will never take this image here. So let's save it. Let's save our document. Let's see which one it will take. Can you see? It doesn't take the one. Let me change the image. Let me switch the image. Let me use this one. Let me copy the image here. Let's use KK here and use this one here. You will see this one is the one that is going to happen. Can you see? Can you see? So this one is the one that is using. It's not using this one. So anything you want to use, make sure that you clean this one here so that it will not override. You understand? Firstly, let's use color also. Let's use our color here also quickly. Color. Color, let's say we want to use white color, so let's save it. So let's just create this one. Let's remove this one so that it can display our things. Can you see? It's now displaying the one inside here. So if we specify this property outside this place, don't expect it to show. It will never show again. So it will only take something from here. This is the reason why I'm showing you all this. This one is preferable if you want something clean at the front here, and if you want something, I've discussed about external, internal, and the relative. So this is our internal, we have external, and we have relative, we have inline. So the inline CSS is the one I use here that I deleted now. So it's the one, and this one is the internal. So and we have external. The external is the one we use to link with link. So I've already discussed about this in our former tutorial. You can watch it. So these are the benefits of following me from the grassroots, from the beginning, from the start. So you are going to understand all this in a deeper way as we are get going. So, and you can still specify some other things if you want. So I think we have specified this, right? Now I want to show you something again. Let's now say okay, this one we don't want to use this image, we want to use background image, maybe background color. Let's say we use color red. Reload. Can you see? It's not showing. But I will show you now. I will now show you something. Let's say for instance now, this image lost suddenly, or the thing is not correct. Let's say our browser was unable to find this image. Let's see what will happen to this one. Let's save it. Can you see? It's showing the red color because we use background color also. So definitely, if it's not our browser is unable to find this one now, if it's unable to find this image, this image I can't find, that is hard to find, or I can't find it, it will just pick this one inside. So now let's bring it back. Let's put the point now and save it again. Let's see what will happen. Can you see the image is showing? So we call this fallback. So we can put it there like that, or you put it on the top here. Anywhere you put it, it works the same way. It works the same way. It's what we call fallback, so that in case the image lost, it will always find color behind your whatsoever you specified. So I think you guys enjoy me again today. Once again, let's go back to our document to see. So now we have finished this part now. So in our next tutorial, you are going to enjoy me much more better. Once again, Anwar Akorede Ayofe is my name. So we are done for today. I wish to see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye bye. Thank you.